Nova Scotia became, on the weekend, the last of the 10 provinces in Canada to declare a state of emergency because of the coronavirus outbreak. The measures in Nova Scotia are the strictest that we have seen anywhere in the country so far, including anyone who enters the province from anywhere this morning, anywhere, will have to self-isolate for 14 days. Brett Ruskin has hit the road for us this morning. He's right near the Nova Scotia-New Brunswick border to explain these restrictions going into place. Brett, good morning.
Good morning, Heather. I can see New Brunswick in the distance here right on the border. And I want to tell you what's happening behind me here. So this, as you can see behind me, perhaps on this side, that there is inspection officers, there are police officers as well who are stopping each and every vehicle that is trying to enter Nova Scotia right now. The trucks can go through, you'll see them passing kind of on this side here, but the personal vehicles are all being stopped, all being spoken to, and all being told that they now need to self-isolate for the next 14 days. If they are nursing or medical staff or essential services personnel, they can continue on to do the important work that they need to do, truckers as well, to maintain trade, but everyone else, tourists, anyone who's visited from anywhere, even just across the border in New Brunswick, they need to self-isolate. That was the announcement made yesterday by Premier Stephen McNeil, and here is Premier Stephen McNeil again speaking at that announcement.
If you are coming into our province, you'll be stopped at every entry point, questioned, and told to self-isolate. For those who are not essential service and want to enter our province for social purposes, please stay home. This decision was not made lightly, but we must continue to act and use every tool available to flatten the curve and reduce the spread of COVID-19 in our communities and the virus' significant impact on our healthcare system.
So again, this is one of the most stringent measures that we've seen, at least here in Nova Scotia so far, but also in terms of cross-border travel. Again, all vehicles now being stopped, now being told that if you're coming here from anywhere, you need to self-isolate for 14 days. Heather.
So those are extraordinary pictures, Brett, as we look at them, as you tell us the latest from Nova Scotia. I'm wondering, since these are early hours, how are things going? And I'm wondering in particular, I mean, we know there's the new fine schedule in place as well for people who don't follow the social distancing rules that are also part of Nova Scotia's proclamation. So how has all of that been going, as I say, so far in these early hours?
Sure. Well, let's talk about those fines first of all. They were announced yesterday as well. $1,000 per individual per day if you violate that self-isolation ruling. Also $7,500 at least for businesses that violate it. Also, one quick note here. I've seen at least 2 vehicles that have been told you need to self-isolate 14 days if you enter the province, and they've been offered the opportunity to turn around and head back to New Brunswick. So all kinds of interesting things. I'll have kind of more updates as this progresses here, as these new rules come into effect here at the Nova Scotia-New Brunswick border.
All right, fantastic part of the story this morning, Brett, and thank you for bringing it to us.